Hello, my lovelies. So today I'm coming to you with a different kind of video. It's on a subject that I wasn't going to originally talk about when the problem first came up, but now it's kind of unavoidable. It's about a channel that I used to follow, and I know many of you know that I used to follow them, but many of you do not know that I've recently stopped following them. And by recently, I mean very recently, as in today. So I know it's been a hot minute since I've done a video. I've just been extremely busy, but I thought I'd take a moment because when I saw their notification come up today, I was super excited, but a little bit apprehensive because of the content of their past videos was not a subject I really wanted to hear about. And unfortunately, a lot of their past videos was about their sex life. And unfortunately, that's not something I really want to know about. I respect them and their choices. Of course, it's their channel. They can choose to speak about anything that they want to. And, that's their choice. But unfortunately for me, that kind of subject makes me very uncomfortable. So I was a little apprehensive, but mostly excited when I first saw the notification pop up because I was still following them and I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. But as many of you know, I used to follow Squirmy and Grubs. And when I first watched one of their videos and, got to, through their videos, of course, kind of know about Shane Burkhall and had read some of his book, Laughing at My Nightmares, and stuff like that, I instantly was just hooked. I loved his personality, his vibrance. I loved her personality, the way they meshed, just the whole thing, the whole kit. I loved the way they tackled certain subjects with an open mind and open hearts and just, overall just a fresh look at abled body or interrelationships. It was just very interesting and very eye-opening and very heartwarming and just very, inspiring. I know that's probably going to be kind of shut down on because I used the word inspiring, especially looking at their last video, which was something along the lines of things not to say to a disabled person. Now, I get the whole, I don't know how to put it because I don't want to come off as crass, but I get, the community of disabled people, people being aware of things to say and things not to say and, how to treat them and how not to treat them. But one thing that's kind of irritated me is that they can never decide on what he wants to be called. And it's not really that I think he should be labeled because that's not it. But the way they look at it in terms of how other people are, approached, it leaves one boggled because my child has special needs. We just got back from therapy 2 hours ago. He's starting speech, occupational, and physical therapy for a variety of what comes down to it is a muscular disorder, and he has level 2 autism. So we're trying to make sure he gets the best possible. Now, when it comes to school, he had to have an IEP. Without this IEP, he would not receive the special services he needs to make sure he gets the most out of his education. Do I like it that they call it special? Not necessarily. What would I rather them call it? I can't answer that. Special is the best I could come up with because even I'm at a loss. What do you say? Alternative? That doesn't sound right. I don't want him called disabled or crippled because that's horrible. Special shows them that they are being counted as a part of society. He is special in my eyes. Every child is special in my eyes. Not just him, but every child. But not every child has special needs. They just don't. and trying to pretend that this doesn't exist and there are some children who need a little extra help more than other children is just ludicrous. We can't turn our backs on our children who have special needs. What are we telling them? And in this video that they put out, I heard something that both sickened me and angered me all at once. The term inspiration porn. I'm sorry, what? Inspiration what? You want to rewind that and run it back by me again? Because I think I missed it the first time. No, the wrong time. Whatever. I think I missed it. I think it was all wrong. There was no right time. So just please run that by me again. Inspiration what? Oh gosh. It blew my mind because I couldn't imagine, so if you're disabled and you do something incredibly amazing, like say you're a double amputee who runs a marathon and wins, they just basically ground you into the ground, buddy. You are not special. You are not inspirational. And we cannot acknowledge anything you did. It's disgusting. I know I can't be the only one who feels this way. It saddened me to the point of I just didn't know what to say anymore. I think he has forgotten where he came from. And not to say that he owes anybody anything or he should constantly feel humbled every time he wakes up in the morning. No, it's nothing like that. I just think he's forgotten what it's like to be a kid and to struggle through this stuff. I think he's forgotten with his books and his fiance and his easy life now. Not saying that his life is super easy because I'm sure he has struggles. But let's all admit that things have gotten a lot easier for him. But I respect him for it. It's inspirational. It is inspiring. All joking aside, it is inspiring. It's inspiring to see somebody overcome and do things that he has done. Not to say that it's inspirational because he got a girlfriend. Boy, please. Anybody can get a girlfriend. It's not hard. Anybody can get a boyfriend. It's not hard. I mean, they make it sound like it's so difficult to get a person up in your business. It's not. You can be disabled and get a loved one, a significant other. It's not as hard as they're making it sound. By making it sound the way they do, they're actually making it sound harder than what it is. Because they go, no, it's not special. It's not special. But then the way they downplay it and make it sound horrible, you would think that it is actually difficult. More difficult than what he's saying. And it's not. I've seen people with all kinds of disabilities get into relationships. My mother is disabled. And obviously she got into a relationship and she's still married to this very day because I'm born and she adopted my sister. She adopted too. She adopted my sister and they're still married. And it doesn't matter what she has, but it does affect her mobility. But she got a relationship. She got a man. It's not as difficult as you would think. She had a good personality and they clicked and that was it. It was love at first sight. Not really. They had to date and all that good stuff. But you know what I mean. He saw something in her and she saw something in him and they gave each other a chance. So, I mean, why demonize it? Why make it into such a big thing? I think he protests too much. It just is something that's very off-putting to me. That he protests a little bit too much. And I think highly of them, but after that video, I don't think as highly of them. It just saddened me to see what they have become. I mean, I'm glad that he's engaged and going to get married to a gorgeous woman and they love each other And that's great. I'm happy for him. But for him to turn on our children who have special needs and to turn on able-bodied people because we don't know what to say to make them happy, that is just evil. And I can't stand by it. So I'm sorry. I took away my subscription. I won't be back until something changes. Either he realizes that everybody's struggling and kind of humbles himself a little bit, or I just move on past it and I forget about him. And, 10 years down the road, people will be like, Squirmy and Grubs. And I'll be like, Squirmy and who? Because that's what it'll take. Just forgetting them. And, that's sad because I found them very, heartwarming and lovable and, just a great couple to, follow their channel on, but not with that attitude. Not with that outlook on our disabled children and our special needs children. That's why we have the Americans with Disability Acts, to protect our children and to help them in school, and why we have IEPs and IFSPs. It's not putting them down, it's giving them help. He wouldn't be where he's at if he didn't receive the help he received. I'm sorry if that makes me an evil person, but that's just how I feel. And as a person who has health issues myself, I would be the first to admit I would not be where I am if I didn't receive the help I received it for my therapists and my teachers and my doctors. I say thank you for helping me, because without it, I would not be where I'm at. I would not have my family. I would not be as well off as I am. I would not be, in terms of health, I would probably be in a hospital, to be honest. I'd probably be in a hospital, in an inpatient service, unable to go out and, be in society. Because even with all the helps I received, I'm still not completely, well. I have issues, but I'm free. And the most I've ever gone in for is outpatient. I'm not in an inpatient service. And I'm able to help my youngest son, and guide him through, this maze of life. Because that's all we really need, is just some help. So they may not like what I have to say, and that's okay, because I didn't like what they had to say. So we can agree to disagree. But I just want to say, this is not any hate towards Squirmy and Grubs. It's just a really heartbroken, just really, really saddened plea to just take a step back and look at what you're saying and maybe change your tone a little bit, because you're really getting on the line of offensive. Actually, you've crossed the line into offensive, and it breaks my heart to know that. So, I love you, everybody. I love you all. I hope you're all doing well. As you can tell, I'm like deeply upset by this, just by my speech patterns and whatnot. But hopefully you will understand where I'm coming from, a place of regret and a place of sadness. But I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye.